Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Turn the page.
You are so good.
I am.
Regardless of all of the clutter around you, you drive straight down the road.
No. It's been a circuitous journey.
Circuitous.
Gosh, I'm going to have to look that one up.
Google that.
I can't spell it.
It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, we talk with the founder of MOKE America. What is it? We'll get the skinny. Konrad has the In Wheel Time car clinic. We have This Week in Auto News. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Bars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. This is our live broadcast. Now, I don't know how Mars is going to fix that when it comes time to put that into a podcast. So our Saturday broadcast is Saturday mornings from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. We have podcasts that are available 6 days a week, starting on Sunday through Friday.
Because we take the 3-hour show and clip it into 6 half-hour podcasts.
Ding, ding,
so
ding.
you can listen to us multiple times during the week.
God
and
forbid.
It's a little bit different each time.
I do. I listen.
It's a little different. Yeah. It's very different every week.
Yes.
We never know what it's all going to be like.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, I'm sorry.
At any rate, yeah, I know it's hot. It's hot like me. And matter of fact, I can turn it all the way down, Mike, and it still has a red light flashing over here. So I don't know what has happened.
Sounds better, though.
What?
It does sound better.
Is it distorted?
Not near like it was.
So we are working on our iHeart
We don't know what we're
broadcast.
working
Yeah,
on.
we're still trying to find our engineer.
He's on a train.
Yeah, he's on a train to get away from us. There's no doubt about it. MOKEAmerica.com. And the gentleman's name is Todd Rome. Todd, very pleasant Saturday to you, and thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You bet. Tell me about what MOKE is.
Well, it was originally a British military vehicle. The MOKE has been around for over 50 years. What MOKE America did is electrify it, turn it into a low-speed electric vehicle, import, build, ship, and deliver, all in the U.S. And we build the MOKEs. They're hand-built, custom-made, and delivered right to your home.
You know, we don't have a large community or communities, should I say, here in, at least in the Houston area, like there are in Florida, retirement communities that really don't allow cars. We see mainly golf carts, but this certainly is a step above a golf cart.
Well, there's a big difference. You know, most golf carts are 800 pounds and, drive 15 miles an hour. The MOKE America car is 2,300 pounds and can drive 25 miles an hour. It has all the details in the vehicle as a regular car, from turn signals to window washer fluid. The demand has been tremendous, and the most important thing is that they're customizable. They're hand built, and each one is built to the customer specs.
Now, you don't put gasoline engines in them, do you?
Correct. It's a motor. It's an amazing concept that you plug it into a 110 outlet. The next morning, you're good to go. You can get 40, 50 miles out of a full charge. So, yes, you never go to a gas station.
And these can be state registered, license plates, and all the rest of that.
Correct. They get a license plate just like a regular car. It's just a low-speed vehicle, so it's noted on the plate.
So
Wow.
This is kind of a general question, and I may be asking the wrong way, but so like there are scooters that only go 25 miles an hour, they're only 50 cc or less, that you don't actually have to have a motorcycle license to drive.
I don't necessarily know the scooter industry. I can only tell you about the MOKE.
Do you have to have a regular
You
driver's
have to have
license?
a driver's license to
Okay.
drive on the American roads.
No matter what you're driving, really. Is that correct?
Right. To be
Yeah,
on the American
okay.
roads, you have to have a driver's license.
Yeah. But do you find that the people that buy your MOKEs, do you find that most of them live in retirement communities or gated communities. Let's put it that way.
Well, you mentioned Texas. Texas is a great spot for us, being that you guys have warm weather 12 months a year. But yeah, California, Florida are the best markets for us. California is responsible for almost 38% of all electric vehicles that are sold. So they're the first state in our country that's really electric vehicle dominant. They understand the market. They have the lifestyle. But here on the Northeast, they're buying Mokes all day and all night.
Where are
the Hamptons, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, all the key markets.
Yeah. Where is the company headquarters?
We're headquartered in Manhattan, but we build the cars in Sarasota, Florida.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. Well, Sarasota, Florida, that makes sense because there is there's a lot of gated communities in South Florida.
Yeah, I mean, the state of Florida is probably our second biggest market.
Yeah. So originally the Moke was gasoline driven back in the day, 50 years ago.
That's correct. When it was a British military vehicle and they were using it in Britain, they were gas cars. They were petrol.
And when you bought, I'm assuming you bought some kind of rights to be able to sell this in the United States.
Correct. We bought the rights in America, but that was only the first part. The second part was to turn it into a low-speed electric vehicle and make it street legal to meet our standards.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. In the rights that you bought, you had full rights, or you had to make it a low-speed EV?
Well, it's never been done before at this point. So it was an idea that turned into reality. First, we had to engineer it, design it, make sure it would work. The second was to work with the U.S. government, make sure we met the 17 points to make it a low-speed vehicle. In America, we have to have a certain type of glass. You have to have 3-point seat belts. There are many laws and rules that we had to follow in order to make this work, and it took years. This was not an overnight thing.
Was the Moke still being built in Great Britain when you bought the company?
At the time, it was pretty stale. There was some old Mokes around the Caribbean, old Mokes around Europe that were left over the years, used for rentals. But the car has not been re-engineered, redesigned in over a decade.
Well, I'm glad to see that you kept pretty much the same look of the original Moke. I think that really kind of tells everybody what it is.
But we made a lot of changes to the original, besides being electric versus petrol. It's a little bit longer, a little bit wider, a little bit more comfortable. Americans are a little bit bigger than, folks overseas. So we made it that if you were a 6'5" basketball player, you'll have no problem getting in and getting out.
A 6'5" basketball player in a Moke. I'm trying to envision
that's a commercial. That's a commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of the Mokes that you build are open chassis. You have a canvas top, but you don't have a physical hard top, do you?
Correct. They're all canvas tops. They're called the Bimini top. They fold up and you can put them right in the trunk. I like to drive with it so the sun's not pounding on my head. But the best part about those is you could change them as well. Today you could have a black top. Tomorrow you could have a white one.
Todd, do you drive the pink one?
I don't drive the pink one. Actually, I drive the baby blue one.
I just had to throw that out there and get a smile on your face. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, too, that I perusing your website, that, my gosh, I think it looks like a Crayola box.
Pick your color.
The bright colors.
Yeah,
But that's the beachy thing. I love it.
I know. Yeah.
Or the camos. He's got. I noticed he's got a brown and tan camo. Looks like there's
I have a light blue one here, the baby blue, which is one of our best sellers, with a white interior. I can show you guys after. It's beautiful.
Now, you shouldn't have really too big of a problem putting them on the streets of Manhattan, since nothing moves over 25 miles an hour.
You know what? It wouldn't be a problem, but there's a lot of big cars. I've done it before.
A lot of lemos.
Yeah.
We've been running.
Tell you it's comfortable.
We've been running a video of your information on the screen while we're talking.
Yeah, it's
that's great.
We are really thrilled to talk to you. And where does somebody in Texas buy a Moke?
You can just go right online at mokeamerica.com, and you can design your own car, and we'll ship it right to your home in an enclosed trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you drop it off at some dealer network that you have? But no, it's direct to customer.
You just need a little patience. Remember, these are hand-built and custom-made, and they take time. Now we're building for March delivery.
March.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got MOKE America up on our social media right now, so people can kind of click through and order their Order their MOKE.
How many Mokes did you build last year?
Right now, we have over 4,000 on the road today.
Wow.
4,000. Very nice. Well, we just find it fascinating, and this is all driven. Did you guys design the actual drivetrain itself?
Yeah, everything that we did was from the ground up. From when we got involved, we started from scratch and designed and engineered the entire product.
What
And
possessed
to
you?
this day,
What
7 years later.
Yeah,
we're
I was
still
just going to
adding-
say, what possessed you to pull this out of basically the dregs, because there was really no MOKE available, new anyway, and to redesign a vehicle that is really not that familiar with, people aren't familiar with it here in the United States as much as they are in Europe, to pull this out and to do this, what a project.
You know what? It was a passion project at first. I always had a love for the MOKE. It's been featured in 4 or 5 James Bond movies. I could also add to that I have the license for James Bond. We've designed that. You guys can look on the website.
Mm-hmm.
We're in our 2nd edition of James Bond. The first one was a tremendous success. The second one equally to the first.
So please tell me that it comes with oil squirters and
Fog machine.
and fog machines and an
License
ejection
plates
seat.
No
that
fog
roll.
machines.
Oh yeah, gotta have
No
it.
fog machines, oil squirters. But I can promise you this: that when you're driving in it, you're gonna get a lot of looks.
Oh yeah, I've got a picture. That dark blue and the wood interior is gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Need
Yeah.
some Hollywood movie star riding next to you.
What is the price range of a MOKE,
They're about 25,000, depending on the options that you pick.
right? Nice. So it's in the sweet spot to to sell it. Is it? Can you take it on the golf course?
You can take it on the golf cart path. The course itself would probably be too heavy because it is 2,300 pounds.
Right.
But on the golf cart path, no problem.
Yeah. And do you have a battery supplier that you use?
Yes. So each car has 10 batteries. It's a 60-volt system. So yeah, that's a big part of the business.
And what type of batteries are you using?
We use AGM maintenance-free batteries. They're gel batteries.
Okay. So
How does it do on sand?
Mike's got a
If it's
beachfront house.
stable sand, no problem. If it's extremely, up and down, I wouldn't recommend it. You're not going to want sand to go in and out, through the car.
Well, not only that, but I would imagine at 2,300 pounds, it's going to probably
You have a little
sink
weight.
if you got
Yeah.
some loose sand.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah. Well,
It may not work for that, but I was thinking about my current situation around town,
Mhm.
where I go and travel and stuff. I can go, depending on how I drove it, but I can go several days on a single charge with the running around that
back
I
and
do.
forth to the Stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do it myself. I do it in Miami. I do it in the Hamptons, where I use it as my daily driver.
Yeah,
drive to
it's
town,
open
get-
car.
So how long
I'm
does
sorry?
It's open. It's like it's kind of like a motorcycle for an old guy. I got what little hair I got can blow in the wind.
Yeah, well, you've got a top on it. Your hair will be okay.
So how long does it take for it to accept a full charge? Let's say you're down
Yeah,
to
so you
20%.
basically you charge it at night, good 6 to 8 hours. By the next morning, you're good to go.
Oh wow! So it charges quicker.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And again, very important, it charges in a 110 outlet, which you can find that 110 outlet at any friend's house,
Right.
any restaurant.
any friend's house, not yours. Go next door and charge it up.
Get a long extension.
Todd, it's
cord.
great talking to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great. Thanks for having me, guys.
You bet.
Enjoy your day.
MokeAmerica.com. And
That's fun.
yeah, it's
I think I could like one of those.
it's a fun website also to go to
Mhm.
see them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna actually do
Do what you gotta
something
do.
a little
Do
bit
what you gotta
different.
do.
Is
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah, fine, perfect. Okay.
Because we ran a little bit long because of my rant that I
Yeah.
started the
No.
program off,
it's all right.
and
Okay.
and we didn't want to skip Jeff's flying cars.
No, we'll catch up.
Well, we're ready to do that now. If you
Oh,
like.
are we? Okay, I've got
Yeah.
to get it set up.
I know
All right.
you. That's why I'm saying.
All right.
And we also want to get to Konrad's car clinic, so we can do them in either order.
Let me do mine first. That way, when we run into a commercial later, I can have that set up.
Okay. So
I'll tell you, big boy.
we're going to
Jeff's flying cars.
Well, and the reason I think that this came up is because there has been a rash at one in particular that
said
came out
rash.
just recently. No, it's not monkeypox,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Maybe it's eczema. At any rate, anyway,
Or
there was a
hemorrhoids.
whole story, several stories this week, as a matter of fact, about flying cars. Apparently, there are lots of companies and folks that are trying to get the flying car thing going. So there's your lead in.
Okay, well, thank you. It was because I watched the Jetsons, not because of all that.
Oh, I got it.
There you go. Sound effects, man. So you thought flying cars were only in the movies, not anymore. Mike, listen up. With technology, there are no limitations is what the human brain can do. So the roads are congested everywhere, increasing consumption of fuel, certain metals, roads and all that are jacked up, falling apart. Airspace is underutilized. So being that flying cars, we all knew that watching cartoons and the Jetsons and things, we're supposed to have those right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time that we're supposed to have those.
What George Jetson was born this week.
Yep. I got some birthdays, but yeah, you already got it. So what you're looking at here is probably the middle of the road if you're watching it on video. This is an audio show. If this is the middle of the road, this is the 3.0 version from the 2.5 and the 2.0 version. This is the state of the art of the Aero Mobile 3.0. It's a flying car.
Aero Mobile
3.0.
Okay.
Flying car. 430 miles air you can travel. It's a 2-crew, 2-passenger, which is only 2. I mean, you only got to fit 4 people in there. The length is 19 feet, 8 inches long.
fits in a parking spot.
Yep. Wingspan is 27 feet, 4 inches.
Fits in 4 parking spots.
The width, wings folded, is 7 feet, 4 inches. Empty, 1,323 pounds. So it's actually lighter
Than a MOKE.
than a MOKE. You got it. It is powered by a Rotax 912 4-cylinder horizontally opposed liquid and air-cooled piston aircraft engine. 100 horsepower.
Okay.
Yep. Maximum speed 120
A
miles per hour.
Rotax.
Kind of like a big lawnmower.
Yeah. 120 miles per hour.
Forward speed.
Right.
Mhm.
And maximum road speed is 99 miles an hour for the maximum road speed.
God, with those wings folded
With
back.
the wings folded. But you can take off in this at 90. And it can be either grass field, concrete, street, driveway.
So it's not as aerodynamic as a DeLorean that you only needed 88 miles
an hour to get to. But look at all the other stuff you had on it. So, 37 miles per hour is the stall speed. The range is 430 miles, Mike. Road range is 544. That's with everything folded in, folded up.
That's actually pretty good on a tank of fuel,
Yeah.
544.
Yeah.
The
Most things are in the 300 to 400 range.
fuel consumption is 29.4 miles per gallon to 35.3.
Is that on the road?
I got nothing because I didn't fly it. So that's the
How many of
average.
them are built? How many of them are actually flying today?
That I don't know, but you
Zero.
can order one. You can order one. They're made in Slovakia. This one is $1.6 million.
1.6 mil.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Fuel consumption is 4 U.S. gallons per hour.
Okay.
So figure that
Yeah,
out.
very good.
The
fuel
number
economy.
one flying car is the Moeller Sky Car. It's at $3.5 million, and of course the Jetsons. There you go.
Everybody had one of those.
Yeah.
Meet George Jetson,
His son,
daughter
Elroy.
Judy.
Boy, Elroy.
Okay, well, that was good. Shall we do the car clinic?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Well, the last couple of weeks I've been talking a bit about air conditioning systems and how
Yes.
you can make them more efficient and things and problems.
Well, one thing that I learned is that it's a good thing to have the refrigerant removed and replaced,
Mhm.
kind of like antifreeze replacement or
Evac and
brake.
recharge. Yeah.
Well, one of the issues with air conditioning refrigerant systems of late is the capacity is so small. On the R134As, back in the 60s, basically there were 4 pounds of refrigerant in an AC system. Well, when they went with R134A, it's less than 2 pounds, and in some instances, it's only 1.5 pounds worth of refrigerant in the system. So minus very small leaks can have a big impact on the performance of the AC system. So extracting all of the refrigerant, when they do that, they bring it into a machine because they don't vent to the atmosphere. They'll weigh it, they'll filter it, put it back in with some fresh oil, and it generally has a very positive influence on the AC performance.
Maybe I
of
should
your
have that
vehicle.
done on the Corvette.
Is your AC ineffective?
Well, it's not. It's actually more of the actual control unit because set the temperature and it varies and that sort of stuff. But I notice if I put it on full max, go to the moon and back, cold, it could probably be colder.
Okay.
I haven't checked the temperature coming out of the vents, but
Well, there's a number of ways to help your car cool off quickly. Generally when you get in your car on a hot summer's day, interior temperature may be 135, 140, 150 degrees, which is why you don't leave anybody or anything inside your car that can't survive that kind of heat. Your pets, your children, and everything, make sure you check for them before you get out of your car. Well, there's a number of ways you can help keep the car cooler. Again, parking in the shade or parking in an area that's going to be shaded later in the day. And that'll drop your temperature 15, 20 degrees interior temperature. Invest in a sunshade, one of those aluminum foil sunshades. That's actually good for about 15 degrees as well of interior temperature. Crack the window where possible.
Yep.
And that lets the hot air, which is the highest in the car, kind of vent out. Some people don't want to crack their window, because of wherever they park. And I can understand that. Crack your sunroof if you have one. And you can also go online and get these window vents, these little solar window vents. You roll your window down, you put this thing in its place, and it's actually a fan that's pumping air out of the inside of the car. And those are actually, they say those are good for almost a 30-degree difference in the interior temperature of the car. When you first get in the car and it's hot, open the window.
I roll down all the windows in the car and turn the air conditioning on.
Full boogie.
Full boogie with the outside air, not recirculation.
Right. And there's a reason you use outside air, because the air outside is only 105 degrees. The air inside is 140 degrees.
Correct.
So you're going to cool the outside air faster. But one of the things that has been tested and proven to work is lower the passenger window, open your door, and pump your door 3 or 4 times.
Like Erica does at the drag strip.
Right, and that will literally pull enough air through to cool it out. She's trying to get rid of the burnout smoke, but you can
Same
cool
thing.
You can cool the interior of your car up to 30 degrees by doing that, just by pumping that immediate hot air out. Start the car, and like you said, run it on outside air, not on recirc. Once it begins to cool, then put it on recirc, because now you're trying to cool cooled interior air versus outside air. Another thing is having the RPM driving the car will help it cool better than idling the car, just sitting there idling. And if you are going to sit there idling, try and get it above 1,200 RPM, and that's going to get the air conditioning system to work its best. So, again, there are ways you can help your car from being too hot when you first get in it. Those are a few tricks of the trade.
That's good. I think I want to get I know that sounds stupid, spend kind of money on. How much does it cost to get the refrigerant changed out in your air conditioning system?
Probably a couple of $300, $199 to $299ish.
Does BG have that? Do you have that kind of service?
All of our shops will offer that, and we have a very, very high quality oil. And a lot of times our oil will help the compressor quiet down and the outlet temperature drop a little bit, because when you remove the refrigerant, you're also removing a certain amount of oil, because the oil is saturated in the refrigerant itself. So if they're going to take 1.5 pounds of refrigerant out, they have to replace a certain amount of oil. And most all of our shops will use the BG oil in its place.
I got some stories, automotive news. One of them came across just this morning, and I am going to make it the top story, okay?
All right.
Toyota has offered a series of make goods to hundreds of owners of the new 2023 BZ4X.
Make good.
Wheel.
Including an offer to buy back the electric compact crossover as recompensation for asking them to stop driving the recalled vehicle because of concerns that the wheels could fall off.
We're going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off.
The Japan-built
30 feet.
The Japan-built BZ4X went on sale in the U.S. in late spring as Toyota's first EV since the RAV4 EV it built in cooperation with Tesla in 2014. However, just weeks after the launch, Toyota issued a stop sale and recall notice. Japan's safety regulator said sharp turns and sudden braking could cause a hub bolt to loosen, raising the risk of a wheel coming off the vehicle.
That's not good.
An estimated 260 of the vehicles were in the United States, and a remedy has not yet been determined to allow the vehicles to again be safely driven, according to Toyota. Consumers were asked to immediately contact their dealership, which would pick up the vehicle and drop off a loaner at no charge.
Nice.
In a letter late last month to affected consumers, first reported by Electrek.com, the automaker says it recognizes the inconvenience presented by this situation.
Inconvenience.
Toyota said it's offering affected customers the following until a fix is available. Provide a loaner vehicle and storing the BZ4X at no cost. Reimbursing any fueling costs incurred while operating the loaner vehicle. Providing a total credit of $5,000 toward payments of their loan lease or purchase price if the vehicle was paid in full.
That's a heck of a deal.
Extending the BZ4X's complimentary charging at all public stations owned and operated by EVgo nationwide through the end of 2024.
Whoa.
Extending the BZ4X's warranty to cover the period when it cannot safely be driven due to the recall, from the recall announcement date of June 23, 2022, through the date when the remedy is announced. The company said buyers have another option. Toyota will offer to repurchase the vehicle if the consumer desired, but cautioned that, quote, the terms of the repurchase may vary depending on their state and particular circumstances, end quote. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but the state of Texas may have some sort of say in the matter.
Finger in the pot.
This is the first major customer satisfaction effort undertaken by Toyota North America since Jack Hollis succeeded Bob Carter as the automaker's head of sales. Spokesman confirmed that Hollis was involved in developing the make goods for impacted customers. The 2023 Subaru Solterra, which is being built by Toyota in Japan alongside the BZ4X, was also named in the June recall and stop sale. However, no Solterras have yet been delivered to customers. Thank you, Automotive News and Larry Valakat, who I know. Great written article. But
Well, we've had Larry on the show, haven't we?
we have years ago.
Well,
It's been a while.
interesting. You said 234 units.
Yeah.
So they're really not exposed too much,
No, but Toyota
but they're doing the
typically
right
does
thing.
it right. And
They're definitely doing the right thing.
All right, time now for a quick break. We thank you for joining us on today's In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We continue right after this.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.